Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Home Doctor Show with Mike from Anthem Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. I'm excited today because I got a little bit of an insight on something that he's going to talk about today. And I've never thought about something in our home like plumbing having a season. But yesterday he spoke to a group of us, and it was very enlightening, and it made me think about some things that go on in our home. And I can't wait to share that with you. So let's bring Mike on.
How you doing?
Good, Mike. How you doing today?
Very good.
Hey, I'm looking forward to your information. It was a lot of fun to listen to you talk about it yesterday, and I look forward to having a even more in depth talk today about taking care of our plumbing system, especially when it comes to springtime.
Well, I'm happy to be here, and I'm happy to talk to everybody and explain springtime plumbing maintenance.
Fantastic. Now, before I turn it over to you, I just want to remind everybody, if you're watching the show live and you have a question, I'll be monitoring the comments. So please just put them in the comment section and we'll feed them into Mike. And then if you're watching it afterwards, please put your comments in the section, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube, and Mike will also get back to you and answer those questions. With that, I'm going to get out of here, Mike, and I'm going to turn it over to you. Have a great show.
Thank you very much. Plumbing maintenance is often are overlooked as something that's necessary for a home's health and efficiency and longevity, but it really is an important part of maintaining your home. Uh, Properly maintained water system is going to give you better water quality. It's going to improve the efficiency of your system. It's going to prevent leaks and extend the life of your plumbing system, your water heaters, your fixtures, your plumbing lines, everything. This is, just like everything in this world and in your house, there's a life expectancy to everything. If you maintain it properly, it's going to keep working better for you and longer for you. Same thing with your health. You maintain your body properly, it's going to work longer and healthier for you. So treat your house the same way. Areas that need to be looked at when we do a plumbing maintenance in your home. There's calcium in the water that can build up on fixtures. You may notice the little white calcium that builds up. Sometimes it may get discolored and turn like a little greenish. Shower heads, often a common spot for the calcium buildup. So you'll notice that the water flow slows down out of shower heads that have a lot of buildup on it. Also, sink fixtures, things like that, start to get clogged up and restrict that water. So not only does it impair your water flow, but it also it puts back pressure onto your plumbing system and the lines that carry that water to it. So taking a look to see whether or not you have that as an issue is a sign that you need to get a plumbing maintenance done. We check for leaks around the sinks and the tubs, those small drip from the faucets. A lot of times that's because the valves aren't closing properly. The valves and gaskets inside your fixtures aren't closing properly, and they've been worn out, and now water's getting by and dripping out through your faucet. So another thing that we want to prevent and take a look at, so that we can make sure that we save you money, not only by the wasted water in your from your water bill, but from the damage that the drip causes, and the water that's wasted as it goes down the sink constantly, all day, every day. We check for leaks around water valves, under the sink, behind toilets. Those water valves are called angle stops, and they're typically under the sink. You'll see that's where you can turn the water on and off from. Those things start to wear out also. There's gaskets in there that will start to dry out, crack, and fail. And then you could end up with actually water that starts to drip from that valve. And if you look at a sink that has had problems under there, and you notice that there's water damage to the base of that sink, a lot of times that's from the angle stops. It's from the water lines that go up to the sink valves. That's your on off for the sink, and then also from their drains that start to leak after time too. Hose spigots are a common area. Those are on the outside of your house. So you got hose spigots and irrigation valves on the outside of your house. Those take the heat every day, the direct sunlight. They get beat up. And over time, again, those valves in there will start to fail, and you may end up with a drip on that. Or they'll seal themselves. For ones that haven't been used in a long time, they start to seal themselves closed to where you can't open them. And if you do force it open, if you're able to break that seal and you force it open, closing it back up becomes nearly impossible. So if your spigots on the outside of the house have sealed closed or are dripping, then it may be time to put in a new spigot to make sure that we're not wasting that water also and causing damage around the exterior of your home. The irrigation valves, I've had this issue in the past where I walk over to my irrigation valves and there's just a puddle of water. That's because those valves, again, have failed. And now that water pressure is just pushing up and seeking through all the seals and gaskets in that valve. And I have a constant puddle of water there. Getting that changed out is important when you have a problem. So we take a look at all of these areas. Clogged drains, again, you put pressure on your system with clogged drain lines. And then kinks in your dishwasher. So when we're taking a look at your house, we're looking at all the lines, your dishwasher line, other flexible lines. These are the flexible gas lines, water lines for your home. If these get kinked or pressure starts to build on this, they'll start to leak. I actually personally had a major problem from a toilet line where the pressure in my home was too high. This line actually failed. I wasn't home, and my house flooded with probably 2 inches of water, wicked up the wall, and went into furniture, everything else. What a nightmare to clean up and fix. So making sure that you take care of these, that we look at everything in your house to make sure it's there. Your toilets, a lot of times you'll hear the flow of your toilet where just constantly every 5 minutes you hear it filling up. Well, it's not just filling up, but it's draining out too. So these are your flappers. A lot of times in your toilet, these cover the drain. Well, if these start to dry out or wear out, water will just start seeping under. So this is supposed to cover a good seal on your drain, your toilet drain, and you want to make sure those are done too. We take a look at all of these items. Your pressure reducing valves. I talked earlier about my home that had a leak, and part of the reason that this failed is because my pressure in my home was too high. Home should have pressure of somewhere between 60 to 80 psi. That's pounds per square inch. And the psi on a home is really important because if you go over 80 psi, and we've seen homes, at 100 psi, you're putting a tremendous amount of pressure, water pressure, on all of your lines, your fixtures, everything becomes at risk when you have high pressure on your home, water pressure on your home. So you want to make sure that you have a good pressure reducing valve on the outside. And I wanted to bring one, but I couldn't grab one in time for the meeting. But it just goes on your main water line, and it actually reduces the pressure from the city water, which is at very high pressure because they got to push it throughout the whole city, into your home. You want to reduce that pressure before it goes into your home because your lines are not set up like city pipes under the streets that can handle that type of pressure. So that valve actually reduces it down to 80 psi or whatever we set it at. And then if you do want higher pressure in your showers and sinks, look for fixtures that actually can boost the pressure for those items. So let the fixture boost the pressure while your pipes actually maintain a healthy pressure inside that line. And then water heater flushing. So water heater flushing is probably the number one thing people ask about when we talk about a maintenance for your home, and that's because the manufacturers of water heaters recommend that the water heater be flushed once per year, and that's all manufacturers, all types, tankless, all of it gets flushed, and that's to get rid of the sediment that's in your water that comes into your home, settles into your hot water tank, and starts to build up over the year. We want to flush that water out because that sediment also will be picked up when you turn on your hot water and sucks into your lines. And now you got the sediment in your lines, you got the sediment in your drinking and cooking water, you got the sediment all over the place. You want to try to reduce the amount of sediment. The more that builds up in your tank, the more that's going to get into your line. If once a year we can flush that stuff out, keep your hot water heater clean, then less will get into your home and drinking water. We also check the anode rod, which is a rod that actually goes right down the middle of your water heater. And this rod is kind of a magnet for all the sediment, calcium, minerals, things like that rust and will start to deteriorate the tank of your water heater. We want it to attack this rod and instead of your tank. So we'll pull that rod out, look at the deterioration of that rod, and then if necessary, we can replace that rod with a new one so that your tank is left in a healthy state and not being attacked by these minerals that want to basically eat through your tank and cause leaks and premature failure of your water heater. So while we're there, we check the flue vents, we check the gas lines, the regulators to make sure that those are all set properly and that your water heater is set at the proper temperature so that you're not getting scalded at your faucets. And that's especially true for children who don't understand turning on that hot water, how hot that water can really be. So if you have children in the house, make sure you have the water heater set at no more than 110, 120 coming out at your furthest faucet. So your furthest faucet or even your nearest faucet should be set to no more than 120 degrees. And that's still really hot. So you want to be careful with hot water because it can really cause some damage to the skin. We have a lot of snowbirds in our area. They're the ones who come in, they spend the winter here. We love having snowbirds in our valley. And then when we get hot, they bail. Well, they leave their house a lot of times just empty. And an empty house over time is not a good thing. You want to make sure that you're using all of your water fixtures as much as possible, that you're filling the drains with water, that your moisture's getting to all of your gaskets and valves so they don't start to dry out in our extremely dry desert climate out here. What we can do for snowbirds is we actually will ensure that the drain, the P-traps it's called, is a little U under the sinks, and actually they're underground for your showers and tubs. But they're a little U. They fill up with water to make sure that the gases from your sewer line don't come back. So if this is the P-trap, this would come from your sink. This would go to your sewer line, and this area down here would actually be filled with water, so the gases from your sewer line can't get back up into your house. Well, a home that's not used or a drain that's not used will oftentimes dry that P-trap out. That water gets evaporated out, and now you have sewer gases coming into your house. If you walk into a house and there's a real funky smell, a sewery smell, that's a lot of times because those P-traps have not been used, they've not been filled up with water, and the sewer gases are coming back into the house. Extremely unhealthy condition. And so when a snowbird leaves for a while, what we do is we fill it up with a liquid that's not non-evaporating. So we want to minimize that evaporation so that the sewer gases don't get in there. Also, bugs will crawl through that area too. You can get cockroaches and other bugs through if it's not filled with that water to prevent them from kind of swimming through. They'll avoid that at all costs. So we also turn the water pressure down on your home. So we want to prevent leaks by keeping the pipes at a lower pressure, or possibly even off. It'd be up to you. We want to make sure that drains are cleared. Okay, so there's no pressure built up on the drains. Turn off the or set to low setting your hot water heater, and then we can actually, with this what I'll call summarization of your home, we can actually schedule a appointment for us to come back and get it back to live-in ready for you. So turn that water heater back on, make sure your pressure in your home is back up to the proper pressure for your water lines, and check everything in your home to make sure that it's ready to go when you come back. So we can do that for our snowbirds out here who are interested in a summarization of their home. We have an annual maintenance that we offer our customers, and it's really inexpensive. It's $14.95 a month, or $185 for the year. And what it includes is it has a spring and a fall HVAC maintenance, but we also do that annual plumbing maintenance that is too often forgot, and your plumbing system left unchecked. We make sure we include it to make sure we get in there and keep your water system healthy all year round. And that's included in our maintenance program. So I suggest that customers look for a plumbing maintenance program out there. And if you're interested, ours comes with the HVAC side also. So in addition to our plumbing maintenance, we offer a lot of items for customers and services for customers to select from that could help their plumbing system. We have water filtration systems to help remove sediments and other contaminants from your water. We have automatic shutoff valves. These valves are great to protect your home. A lot of insurance companies are starting to require it also. These valves, actually, we weld these into your main line, and that enters the home. And through Wi-Fi, these valves are monitoring all your water sources in the home. They get really smart. They start to learn which areas you're turning on. And then if there's ever a leak, it recognizes that leak right away, shuts your water off, and avoids that damage that what happened at my house when my toilet line broke, but really can save tens of thousands of dollars in damage and insurance claims and everything else that comes with a major flood. But it also not only does that, but it picks up on small issues. If you have a drip in a sink, it says, hey, we got this drip that is constantly going through our sink somewhere, and it directs you where to look and what to look for. If you're interested to know, do I have a leak? A good test that you can actually do on your own is go turn off all your water in your home, make sure all the water's turned off, go out to your water meter, open it up, and look at that dial. If that dial is even moving just a hair, that means water's getting through. Your house is pulling water somewhere. That's the indication of a leak. It needs to be completely stationary, doesn't move at all. And then you can actually time it. If you wanted to know how much of a leak you have, you can actually time that dial when everything's off if it's moving. So other services that we offer we have sinks and faucets and toilets, bidets, all sorts of things, tankless water heaters, tank water heaters. If you have a drain that's clogged, we can clear it with a snake. We also have a jet machine. So it's a really high-end jetting machine that pushes high pressured water into your drains to make sure that we can clear that drain properly. A snake, a lot of times what it does is you have a clog right here that's full, and a snake will go through and poke a hole and let some water drain through. The jet will actually go in and push all that stuff down and get it into the sewer system away from your house, so that it can start to flow and better flow for your home. So a snake will punch a hole. It's more of a temporary solution, while a jetting machine will actually truly clear the lines. We have a camera system, so if you're wondering what's down in the line, something's clogging it, an issue, we have a camera that we can actually stick down there. It gives us beautiful pictures. You can watch it with us, and then I believe we can actually send it to record that and send it to you too, so you can see what the true clog is in your home. And then we have tons of other products and services for helping you. When you're an Anthem Maintenance Club member, that's our membership that gives you the spring and the fall and the plumbing services, the spring and the fall HVAC, the plumbing services. We got discounts for you on all our services and products. We got easy financing available to help finance any repairs or new water heaters, things like that you're interested in. And we can help you with utility rebates. So some wonderful rebates, especially from the gas company on plumbing side, to get rebates on these things. Tankless water heaters, great rebates there. You can check it out. If you're in the SoCal gas area, go to their website, look for rebates. You can see a whole host of rebates that they have available, and we can help you out to get the information needed to pull that. In conclusion, a spring plumbing maintenance is a crucial part in the health and well-being of your plumbing system. It's going to extend the longevity of it and make sure that we're efficient and clean water's getting to your home. But taking the time to look at these issues and deal with these issues, it's going to optimize the performance of your home and prepare you for the season ahead. Plus, it's going to make sure that we prevent any water issues for the future for you. So let's be prepared on that. And Anthem's here to help take care of that for you. So thank you.